Hello YouTube, welcome back. It's Cryptbeards XVII to be precise, XVI. Alright, yes, definitely 17. So, hopefully you've been looking forward to this, and if you haven't, then, well, it's lucky you found it, isn't it? Wow, what a steaming turd of an intro. Let's get into the game, otherwise we're just going to get lost in the reeds, and we're going to end up with just pure trash tier content from beginning to end, rather than just a little bit of trash tier content with some sparkling gems wedged in it. Excuse me. My large devouring head was properly sized, but the mini live action face in his mouth was a tad small. Yeah, it did look a little bit small. It did look a little bit tiddly. So, we've got to choose an embark. I generated a world to about 750-ish years, 760 or something. I made a minimum number of 200 volcanoes, and if you want to play along at home, the seed for all of the seeds in the custom embarks are Cryptbeards XVII, so nice and easy for you. If you want to generate the map yourself, feel free. So just remember, Cryptbeards XVII for every single seed, and you want to set the minimum number of volcanoes to 200, and bang, you'll get this. I think that's how it works, isn't it? So, we've got a world. What's it called? I don't see the name of the world. Oh, the Wondrous Domains and the Purged Continents. Very exciting. I'm going to look at the big map here. Have I got my mouse cursor? Yes, I have. I'm going to look over here, and I'm going to take a look at some of these volcano sites, because I'm just going to turn the volume down, because that music is a little bit loud in my ears. Bear with me one moment. This shouldn't affect the volume for you. Of course, if it is a little bit loud, do let me know, and I'll just nudge that slider down. Nudge that slider downwards towards your ass. Okay, actually I should be looking on the middle map here, because this single volcano marker here actually represents a cluster of volcanicity. Now, up here, I don't think we're going to find any embark sites that really going to tickle my fancy. With freezing biomes, glaciers, I mean, it's all too much. It's all too hard. I mean, what I'm looking for ideally, if I just may lay my case out, I'm going to look for something with a nice bit of vegetation, trees preferably, a volcano, and nothing too evil. I mean, these round here are looking pretty savage. I mean, maybe we'll come here at a later date when this first fortress inevitably fails. But for now, I'm looking for something a little more clement. Not, what's the surroundings here? Calm? Oh, sinister. Oh, okay. Okay, calm and sinister right next to each other. Interesting. It might be nice to get like a liminal fortress sitting on the border between two biomes. Can you get like a blue and a purple next to each other? That could be interesting. This is the River Kissblade. Surroundings calm. And then that is calm as well. No, okay. Doesn't look like you can. Anyway, let's find a volcano surrounded by some greenery. These over here look interesting, so can I just... No, I can't just click and go there. Let's have a little peeky-poo here. What have we got? Temperate shrubland. Cold, but we're going to have a volcano, so presumably we can keep warm. Woodland. Nice. Actually, though, if it's cold, things are going to freeze, so maybe we won't do that. But, looking at this, sand, clay, deep soil, shallow metal, deep metals, fluxstone layer. Oh my goodness, that's not bad. You're actually on that rather cheeky little side. I think what I'll do is I'll put a note on that one. I'll put a note. Let's just move the marker over the top of the site properly. There we go. And we'll place a note. N. How do I do this now? Add note. Bingo. Type note. Nope. The note system is a little bonkers. Here we go. Put 10... Oh, let's just call it 1, not potential site. There we go, 1. So, 1, enter text, D, delete, escape list. Cool, we're back to normal. Okay, I put my first note in. So, maybe these ones up here will be interesting. Meat Wisps. What a name for a stream. It kind of conjures very finely shredded meat. Perhaps Parma ham, but also not just flat in a big sheet, but also in like hair-thin strands. Or maybe not. Sand, very deep soil, aquifer. I don't know if I'm ready for an aquifer. Haven't dealt with one of those in quite some time. Dwarf Fortress on a scale of 1 to 10 is approximately 9,000. It's over 9,000. It's way over 9,000, I think. Definitely. Right, let's have a look. Oh no, Fuzzy. Not enough internet to watch. That's bad. Especially when the graphics are so simple, so pure, and so brutal in such a way. Brutal in such a way? Sort of brutal. I mean, not in the savage sense of the word brutal, but brutal in the sense of the brutalist architecture. What am I talking about? I'm not making much sense, am I? Shall we keep looking for a site? Badlands. Ugh, I don't know about Badlands. They sound a little bit, well, bad. Scarce trees. Yeah, we're not starting there. Let's keep coming down here. Where's this little red bit? What is this? Let's go over here. What is this? Temperate ocean. The ocean of leprosy. Terrifying ocean of leprosy. I mean, it doesn't sound nice, does it? I mean, I'm imagining just like a huge, vast sea of bits that have fallen off of people. Like noses and fingers and all that kind of stuff. And there's just so much of it that it becomes a sort of flowing fluid of meat. Ugh. Delightful. Okay. The Dune of Women. Where was that? The Dune of Women. Oh my goodness. Sand. Let's keep looking around. We're not going to actually... We can't embark on the Ocean of Leprosy. Look at it, it's fucking huge. Oh my god, it's an inland, landlocked ocean. It's full of volcanoes as well. We've got these little islands. What's this? Temperate saltwater swamp. The Swamp of Castles. The Olive Ranges. The Ocean of Leprosy. What else have we got here? The Emancipated Hearth? Okay. Any more interesting stuff here? The Furnace of Snooks, presumably snakes. The Defunded Skunders. Vulcan of Lubbers. Okay, but we're not going to embark on an ocean volcano. That's madness of the highest order. We're going to go over here. What have we got here? Rocky Wasteland. The Desert of Incineration. Yeah, that sounds like a fun place to start. Oh, it does sound like a fun place in the Dwarf Fortress sense of fun, but, you know, not in the sort of normal sense of fun. This is right in a mountain. Can't embark there. What else have we got? Anything further down here? We've got a lot of very mountainous volcanoes. Hang on a minute. Is this... What's this? It's all mountain. How about here? All mountain. All mountain. Down here on the edges of the mountains. What's this? Let's have a little look. Two biomes. Tropical freshwater marsh. Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. Okay. The environment seems to be playing against me here. We've got a nice little blue spot here with some volcanoes in. Let's have a peek. What have we got? Scorching mountains. Nope. Scorching mountains. Scorching mountains. Hot mountains. Okay, I think we want to get out of here really. I don't think this is particularly good. Mirthful wilderness that is heavily forested freshwater swamp is still freshwater swamp. Let's head over here a bit. We'll go to the other side of the Leprosy Sea. The Sea of Leprosy. What have we got here? The Humble Forests. This sounds nice. It's a broadleaf forest. We've got a volcano here. We've got two biomes. Badlands. The Waxy Desert. We could just nudge the map over a bit here and boff, no more Badlands. Can we get anything else? This is all the same. This is all broadleaf forest, which isn't bad, is it? We do have an aquifer here. Although, that said, we have a biome on there with no aquifer, and if we shudge over just one more... No, we can't quite catch the river without changing the size of our embark. Let's keep looking. We've had some interesting stuff. This is temperate shrubland with a volcano. Growl Calm. I like a volcano with the name Calm, or the word calm in its name. That does feel good. Got two biomes again, broadleaf forest, grassland, and we can definitely catch that river. This looks like an interesting embark site. This looks like it could be fun. Happy fun times. We do have an aquifer, that is a problem. We do have two biomes. They both have an aquifer? No. So the northeast corner has no aquifer, so potentially we have a good site for penetration into the lower levels. Oh, hello, Ocelot. Welcome back to the stream. Apologies if I, in these early stages, focusing on the map and trying to decide where to go, don't keep up with chat too well. If I miss anybody, hopefully other people will be like, oh, by the way you're looking, this thing is happening. Although if my phone is anything to judge by, we have some ludicrous lag to deal with. So it's quite likely that you might say something, and even if I do see it immediately, you won't hear me respond to it for a good minute, maybe more, depending. I find if I watch on my mobile, the delay it's compounded in so many ways. Vehamot says, please excuse me, 1 sec. There's a life lesson there for you people. Do not attempt to breathe coffee. It leads to great discomfort. Anyway, oh my goodness. What were you saying there? Rivers are overrated and eat FPS. Okay. I'm willing to... that sounds like advice I can actually take. That sounds like a good bit of direction from chat there. By the way, only if anyone's new, I'm not particularly opposed to backseat drivers. If you have advice, I won't necessarily take it, but do feel free to pipe up and tell me what's what. Also, if for some reason you're watching Dwarf Fortress streams and are still bothered about things like spoilers for Candy and the Circus, then run for the hills, because all the spoiler breaks are off on our chat. It's a little bit spoilery if you don't know the whole thing. Then again, I mean, it's what you want really. If you like that kind of thing, it's cool. You don't have to know already. The green barbs, warm mountains. This doesn't look... Actually, what's all this? What's all this? This looks interesting. It's nice to get a mountain biome for all the extra gems and stuff you get. Here we go. If we don't need... Excuse me. I'll be hiccuping and burping for a few minutes now. I do apologise. I don't know if we want more mountain or more temperate shrubland. I'd be happier if that was some kind of forest, I have to say. But mountain and some kind of vegetation is a nice little combo. You know what? We're going to work a note on here. We're going to put enter to... Oh, arse candles. I've gone back to the other note. Why you do this to me, Dwarf Fortress? Well, now I don't even know where the thing I was looking at is. Was it this one over here? I don't think it was it? Temperate Savannah, the even field. Nah, it's got aquifer. Was it over here? Was it this one? The gleeful spines? That doesn't sound it. What the hell? Man, we really need to sort this out. Let me just try pressing... Hang on. Does escape quit out or get me into a menu where I can actually zoom the text without... Ah, fuck it. We'll live. We'll live with the compounded names. It won't be a problem. Or will it? Maybe it will. Hello, Sergeant Indy. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, well, unlimited water is good, but unlimited magma I think is better, and is definitely a source of unlimited power. Sorry, Super Chaser, I apologise if that one caught you off guard. But you should have seen it coming. I mean, the word unlimited was already in play. It was only a matter of time until I memed. I'm so sorry. What an apology. Ah, what have we got here? The Artificial Points. Oh, that's an interesting name for some mountains. We've got 3 biomes. Oh. Game. Oh. Let's have a little look at what our first biome is. The Dunes of Scarring. A rocky wasteland. The second one is the Artificial Points. Mountains. And our third biome is the Aqua Hill. Temperate shrubland. Again. Shrubs. I need trees, people. Trees. R/trees. What have we got over here? This is right on the edge of the map. The edge of the world. The spines of rushing. Temperate mountains. Is there any grassland around that I can catch? I don't think... No, it's too far away. Up here, what have we got here? No, again, this one. Again, mountain locked. I must admit, this map is better than most. Normally when I generate maps with tons of volcanoes, there's a slew of them just in the middle of the ocean. And although we do have that here, it's not as many as you'd think. And they often get clustered around mountains as well, which I suppose you'd expect. But we've already looked at the Dunes of Scarring. Should we go a bit further north? We're still... Oh, no, we've left the temperate area. We've gone to cold. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a sort of a wavy border between temperate and cold. Interesting. Have we already looked at this little cluster down here? Let's have a look here. What have we got here? Yeah, we just looked at that. What about these ones over here? These ones... No, again, it's temperate shrubland. That's true. Super Chaser doesn't like to come in for the Dwarf Fortress. But hey, sometimes he pops his heads in. Pops his heads? What is he, a fucking Hydra? Pops his head in, and if he did at the wrong moment, he might get one full in the face. An unlimited power without filter, without the ability to brace himself. And what would that do to the poor man's mind? It would crack it like an eggshell. That's what would happen. Oh, man. Ooh. Temperate woodland. We've seen this one before, haven't we? The Unbridled Hills. You know what? I'm feeling very, very tempted to take it. Although, I'm also tempted to change the shape of the embark just to get a little bit over and clip those mountains. So if maybe we go long and wide, that might be good. So let's just, is it Shift M? That's it, Shift M. So if we do down to, uh-oh. There we go. And, we just barely clip the mountains. Is it worth it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 12 squares there. We should be good. F1, temperate shrubland, loads of trees. F2, the beak of seals, a mountain, cold, no trees, untamed wilds. What do we reckon? What do we reckon for our first embark in this world? Do we go for this? I'm tempted just because of the fact that we've actually got wood, tee-hee, to hand. Hee-hee-hee. Wood in hand. So we will be able to actually do stuff from the get-go. You know what? I think rather than buggering around for much longer, we've been doing this for 17 minutes already, I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and take this place. Let's do it. We're going to say embark. Boop. And we're going to prepare for the journey carefully, as one does. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you who know what's going on would have noticed that the points I have available are ludicrously high. Because, also in my world generation, I said, give me the maximum amount of embark points. We don't have to use them all, but they're there if I want to. So, let's not all get too salty about it. Just because it's not pure vanilla, just because it's not razor clean, razor sharp, that's not even a good metaphor. Let's just drop razors entirely. It's just because it's not some pure, beautiful, virgin version. Virgin's a bad metaphor as well, don't like that. That implies that anything that's been modded is fucked. Anyway, where was I? Jesus Christ, there's something wrong with me. Let's press tab and have a look at the equipment we've got first, because that's always a good start. 2 copper picks, well, let's leave that be, because frankly I'm going to take 2 miners. 2 copper battle axes, well, we got the points, we may as well have them. An iron anvil, very useful. Dwarven beer and rum, great. Plump helmet spawn, very useful. Pigtail seeds, they're okay. Cave wheat seeds, never really grown that much of it. I've always had trouble with the underground, well, not really with the underground farming, but I've always had trouble with the variety of planting. I tend to focus on the plump helmets a great deal, and I'm not entirely sure what I should be doing to kind of rotate things and supply all my needs. Anyway, let's not think about that right now. We'll look to seeds when we get down to things. Plump helmets, pigtail thread, pigtail cloth bags, goose leather quivers, maple buckets, crutches, wheelbarrows. It's looking alright. It's not looking too bad. 12 is less than default 16 embark, but I would worry about it being so short in the vertical size. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's worth a try, isn't it? I mean, it works out, I think. I mean, if we even got fewer squares, it's not too bad, because it might keep the frame rate higher for longer. And, well, you know how we love high frame rates. They are the best. So, what have we got in the animal options? I don't want to go crazy with animals this time. Always I end up bringing masses of stuff and it never ends up getting used. So I'm thinking maybe a few turkeys. Excuse me. A few turkeys and maybe something milkable. Something like llamas or alpacas. I forget which is the better one because they're milkable and shearable. They're usually quite good, aren't they? Let's go for llamas. We will take female llamas. Oh, hang on. It's a plus and minus, isn't it? So we'll take 2 female llamas. And do we take 2 male llamas or 1 male llama? I mean, in a way, we kind of might need to take out some homosexuality insurance. Not that that's a thing in the real world, but it's a kind of a thing in Dwarf Fortress, because you never know. You bring a pair to breed, and then suddenly one of them goes, nah, no thanks, I'm alright. I sort myself out. And that's the last thing you want. That's the last thing you want. I mean, if you've got a sizable population, no problem. No problem at all. But if you've only got a few to get that little population going, trouble. Where's the turkey? There we go, turkey hens. Let's take 3 of those. Boop, boop. And a turkey gobbler. Boop. There we go. Take 2 turkey gobblers just in case. And 4 turkey hens. Okay, that's good. I think we're good for our animal contingent. But what are we going to do? A 2x2 embark. That seems pretty small. Have to try out. Rando says for crop rotation can try more smaller plots, 1 dedicated plump helmets and a couple that rotate by season. That's good. Red panda, isn't that a raccoon? I think so. It's related to a raccoon. It looks like a big red raccoon. I've seen red pandas in captivity, of course. I don't even know where they live in the wild. I wouldn't even begin to know where to find one. I'll have to try a 2x2 on my next playthrough, says Jimithor. Jimithor, that name sounds familiar. You've been here before, haven't you? If you haven't, welcome to the stream. And if you have, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Dwarves are heading into their tantrum spiral. Yeah, it's a shame that this current version of Dwarf Fortress is so mentally fragile. You start off with the greatest of intentions and then you end up with all of your dwarves sort of like moping around the fortress, slowly dehydrating until the next wave of people have to come and take over and move all their dehydrated husks out of the corridors. Excuse me. Re-embark is okay, but unfortunately, whereas I've previously done a scenario where I take just miners and dig out the complex, leave them, abandon the fortress, and then re-embark, that works fantastic if you don't have, or fantastically, if you don't have a volcano. If you have a volcano, everything goes tits up and it just erupts and floods the whole map with lava, which is, quite frankly, a massive pain in the poo. So we won't be doing that strategy with our volcano embarks. And I rarely embark without a volcano. I just love them. Okay, let's go back over here and take a look at our crew. Asmel Mengor, Ilral Zulbanethad, Besmar Niskaked, oh Jesus, dwarf names. Eral Kellium, Eral Kellalum, Moral Mebrigoth, Uzol Febtat, and Vutok Kodumat. Of course, once we've started, people are welcome to start claiming dwarves, but get in early, because they go quick. Excuse me, so we'll start with Asmel. He's going to be our miner, of course. Seeing as we've got the points, we may as well spank in some good old mining points. There's no point fannying around. Miner. Now, do we give our miners a secondary skill? Or do we let them just be miners? Because they are going to be fairly busy as miners. I like to keep my miners digging a lot. And if their mining duties are waiting on other tasks, or if other tasks are waiting on their mining duties, then it's probably not the most efficient thing to do. We'll leave them without. Although, because they've got skills, you know what? I'm going to give them a little bit of weapon skill. What skill would they use when fighting with a pick? Does anybody know that? Because we've got axeman, swordsman, maceman, hammerman, spearman, crossbowman. Now, what class, what skill does a pick come under? Or will dwarves not use picks because they're not weapons and they're actually tools? That's the question. That is the question. Well, if past form is anything to go by, Rando, I can just give you any of the miners, and you will be vaporised by magma in a relatively short order. We'll come back to this. We'll leave those guys, and I'll get on with the other lads, because frankly, if we sit here waiting for chat to catch up, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum. Pain in the bum. Besmar can be our carpenter slash thingy. You know what I mean? Not the carpenter, but the guy who gets the wood for the carpenter. You know, timber, plaid shirts, beanie hats, braces, big axes. Lumberjack, that's the one. Oh man, that was a hard one. Giving birth to that word was one of the most difficult speaking moments in my life. Speaking moments? My God. I can't even operate the English language. So, where are we going? What have we got here? I've gone way past it, haven't I? Carpenter is right near the top normally. Cheesemaker. Woodcutter, there we go. Jesus Christ. Woodcutter and carpenter, like second and third skills. Just sailed past them. There we go. Proficient woodcutter. Proficient carpenter. Lovely. That's what we want. The next person down, Eral, is now going to be our mason. Max out the skill. Do we give the mason any other skills? I don't think so. Maybe a little bit of architecture. No. Architecture is pointless. Anyone can do architecture. Indoor fortress, of course. I wouldn't want to say that in the real world because, of course, architecture, you have to train a bit for that, don't you? Mining skill. Jim Thor is saying Pix use mining skill for attacks. Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's interesting. Okay, so there's no point giving them that. Then maybe I should just give them some dodge or something, because dodge will be handy for like falling rocks and stuff like that. And it's, you know, it's a good baseline thing to have. You don't want to get caught short in a fight without the ability to get away. Of course, we could. Is there any complementary skills that they just? We could give them some personality skills, couldn't we? We could actually make them comedians or whatever. We could have a funny miners. That might be cool. I mean, Rando, seeing as you're going to be inevitably one of these miners, or you're going to be applying your name to one of them, I mean, give me a skill. I'll max out. I say max out. I'll take a skill up to the highest I can give it on one of your miners, and you can pick it. We got a number of them. I mean, anything at all. Concentration, if you want, whatever. Poet, reader, teacher, chemist, geographer. I don't think geographer has much use in the game at the moment. Dancer. Maybe you could bust some wild moves while you're down in the mines. Mine dancing. You could do like a dwarven version of flash dance. Everyone's like, grow up, kid, and work in the mine. And you're like, I'm going to work in the mine, but I'm going to dance too. Oh, yeah. Doing a little boogie kind of thing. If it doesn't tell from what I just said, I haven't actually seen the film Flashdance. I only know the conceit. I was about to say concept, but that's just not the right way to pronounce it. Mason plus engraver. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually. Consoler or critical thinker. Console those other wounded. I think Consoler's going to work well, actually. So Asmel is going to be Rando eventually. You've got to remember that. Don't let me forget. And so you're going to be a Consoler. And the next time someone's legs are crushed by falling rubble, you will sit next to them in the tunnel, holding their hand and saying, "It's going to be all right, Bob. It's going to be all right, Urist. You're going to be fine. You'll be walking again in a week." You'd be turning to the people next to him and going, He's not. His legs are fucked. He's never going to walk again. I can see both of his kneecaps through the skin. They're not even attached anymore. Wait, are kneecaps attached or do they just float freely? What? Are they bone or gristle? I think they're bone, right? Oh my God. No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, Urist. Don't worry. I can just see it now. In my mind's eye. Where's Consoler? Somewhere. Comedian, flatterer, consoler. Here we go. You are the most conciliatory of all dwarves present. So there we go. So where were we? We did our Mason, right? Perry Mason. Mason, so yeah, we'll... No, I'm not going to double up Mason and Engraver because the Mason's going to be at his post 24/7 doing masonry. So let's not muck about. Moral the peasant. Now we've got a mason, we've got our woodcutter. I think what we need here is a farmer. Yes, a grower and a herbalist. There we go. Growing. Boom, 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 boom. Oh wait, growing and brewing. That might be a better combo. What do we think? What do people think? Growing and brewing, or do we just take the levels down and get a bit more diversity? Go for a jack of all trades. What do we think? Let's have a look. Geographer, map those caves. Mayor and miner. Are you going to be the mayor? Is it always the top person who becomes the mayor? Or am I crazy? Am I missing something? Axe plus teacher. Okay, what we'll do is we'll take someone with Axe plus teacher to be our military boy. We're going to actually assign a military leader to be right out of the gate. And it's going to be Vutok Kodumat, or whoever comes to take them eventually. And I'm going to give them Axe. Where's Axe? Axeman. And we're going to train up our security forces to be axe cops. After the cartoon and comic Axe Cop. And then teacher. Where is teacher? Teacher. There we go. Right down the bottom. Okay, so Vutok is going to be our man of axe play. So, let's recap. We've got our miner / consoler. We have a second miner. We have our carpenter? Miner. No, carpenter. And then we have our mason. Then we have our farmer. Oh, he hasn't got his second skill yet. Herbalist or brewer. Did anyone mention that? Brewer and cook. Okay, you reckon go for grower, brewer and cook? Is that what you're saying, Verhamut? Is growing pretty full time? Okay, so maybe we'll do a grower. He's just a grower and maybe a herbalist as well, so he can pick stuff. That is how that works, isn't it? That helps him pick stuff. We'll do that. And then we will also go for this lad to be the mythical was it brewer and cook? So brewer and cook. Cool. So we've got some points left on our mason and on our other miner. So for the mason, voice breaking, let's go down and pick something a little bit esoteric, something not quite so normal for a mason. Well, not normal. I mean, anything can be normal for a mason, but let's pick something a little bit more abstract. Wordsmith, writer, poet, reader, speaker, musician, singer. Maybe he sings spirituals while he works. Keyboardist? Sits there with a little keyboard next to him while he chips away at the stone? No, I don't think so. I don't think any of these musical ones are going to work. Maybe a mathematician or astronomer, perhaps? That could work. A geographer? Is there a geologist? No. Chemist and geographer? Doctor, bookkeeper or broker skills? Oh, that's a good point. Maybe we should take... yeah, we do need a bookkeeper. Broker can be anybody. So we'll make the mason the broker. So he can do... what skill is it? Broker. That's... Praiser, isn't it? And negotiator. Oh yeah, shit, I've just realised. We're going to have to change shit up a bit. These guys aren't going to work. Miner, that's cool. We also need... What was this guy? He's our carpenter / woodcutter. Who's got the most free time out of all of these people? There's our mason. That guy is... What now? Oh god. Maybe I should start changing their names. That might make sense. Can we do that? Can we name the individuals yet? I don't think we can we? No. Why? Symbol? What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Ugh, stop it. Ugh. Can't have two layers of music. Broker's appraisal, judge of intent. Yeah, who are we going to make the mayor? That's the problem. We do need an appraisal. I tell you what, we're going to have to reconsider. We're going to keep our military one because that seems like a good idea. Our brewer and cook. He's going to be doing it a lot, so he's going to get good at it. He's going to get good. So let's take his skills down a bit and we'll make him an adequate brewer and cook. Okay. And then we're going to calm down and just kiss him with these little, just a little kiss, as one would make balls kiss in a snooker game or pool. You know, kiss him with the little blessing of his abilities. What the hell does that even mean? I'm looking for the skills. It's very hard to talk and read a list at the same time without somehow randomly inserting words you're seeing in the list into what you're saying. My goodness, it's difficult. So he's going to have appraiser. He's going to have negotiator. And what else do we give him? Is he going to be our leader? I think he's going to have to be. So we give him a level of leadership and maybe judge of intent. Judge of intent. Let's give him judge of intent. Where is that? Oh, leader. Oop, there we go. And you know what? Let's give him a point of speaker as well. Why not? And organizer and record keeper are separate skills, aren't they? We're going to have to start levelling up straight away on our manager and bookkeeper. Ah, dear. But this guy's the leader, the barterer. What else does he need? Got 2 more skills we can just... Maybe I'll just put an extra bit of negotiator and repraiser in. Extra bit of repraiser, extra bit of negotiator. That should do the deal. That should do it. That should do it. Right, okay, so who we got left? 5 points on this guy, who's our mason. Isn't he? Or is he? Let's go back up and find out. Yes, he's our mason. So, we give him... Decisions. I'm thinking... Hang on. Manager and bookkeeper, one of them doesn't actually have to go anywhere. Just existing gets the job done, doesn't it? They just have to have an office. So could we give that job to the mason? Or is that going to be a problem? Biter, very important. Yeah, we could give him a biting skill. That would work. Master Gelder. A Master Gelder just has to sort of gently flick the scrotum of the animal and the knackers just pop out the sack and they stitch it up. That's how it works. The animal doesn't feel a thing. Which is remarkable. Let's make him a... You know what? Maybe we should give everybody a little bit of flattering and consoling and pacifying. Let's make this guy like a little flatterer, consoler, pacifier. There we go. And then that way, when the mood spiral starts, maybe we'll be able to see if he has any ability to sort of stem the tide, as it were. Stop the flow. Manager just exists, but verifying the orders is a job that has to be done, so they'll still need time to do it. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? I think if we just find a secondary skill for the other minor, I'm going to go with... Let's go with singer. Why not? Let's just make him a good singer. We want to use those points up. Right, so we need to name the group. What are these lads called? The Grand Merchants, the Ships of Ransacking, the Barricaded Cloisters, the Citadel of Evening, the Handle of Mortality, the Mindful Castle, the Allied Canyons, the Irons of Holding, the Hardy Irons, the Passionate Lash, the Pulley of Fording, the Ancient Handle, the Neutral Theatre, the Impervious Diamond, the Peaceful Sax, the Channel of Earth, the Bent Standards, the Handle of Rays, the Post of Infamy, the Beautiful Swords, the Inky Merchants, the Friendly Handles, the Bronze Glazes, the Tools of Wax, the Noiseless Anvil, the Handle of Craft, the Page of Speakers, the Neutral Road, the Floor of Containers, the Earthen Bolt, the Guild of Mortality, the Blue Halls, the Brushed Bodices, the Avalanche of Lords, the Razor of Panting, the Blue Gorge, the Glorious Girder, the Complex Lens, the Divine Earth, the Brass Tomb, the Light Crypt, the Guide, the Guild of Hoisting, the Present Keys, the Portal of Life, the Thin Arch, the Crafted Dabblers, the Scorching Spear, the Bodice of Braids, the Rhyming Gear, the Courteous Picks, the Beautiful Seal, the Whip of Covers, the Swords of Spring, the Alchemical Tour, the Volcano of Lions. I think this is the one. We're going to stick with it. Sold to the Man in the Hat. Let's set escape. Done. There we go. Head over to equipment and let's name the fort while we're doing such things. Rasped Bridges, Rampart Slip, Silvery Mysteries, Dimpled Mirrored, Verse Glaze, Braided Ore, Haze Canyons, Fence Ships, Traded Forded, Clutch Gorge, Rough Calls, Hame Fortunes, Ring Lash, Canyon Clinch, Helm Decent. Those last three I just let them sail past, but there was some prime innuendo opportunity there. Crest irons, one oars, nation ships, flanked vessel, glazed riddle, braided tor, castle union, good palace clubs, dimple wind, ink wines, pillar paint, helm points, steel fortress. I think it's a bit hackneyed, but we'll do it. We'll do that. That's gonna be good. And then finally, we will do the symbol, but I feel like I need to... can I press escape without... Yes, I can. Let me just turn the music and sound down in the game, because we don't want 2 layers of music and sound, and then we can go to the symbol screen, and we'll pick something careful. So, select an element to begin. The silvery senses. That's not what we called ourselves, was it? What? Main group. The Volcano of Lions, that's what we're called, not silvery senses. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so apparently I need to use plus and minus now to navigate this. We're going to have a creature. I am going to look away from the screen, just to verify the fact that I'm looking away from the screen. You can now see me with my eyes closed. There we go. And I'm going to scroll down, pick a random creature. Might even have reached the bottom of the list. Let's go up a bit, down a bit, up a bit, and we've landed on the Anaconda. Okay, so enter, use this option. Oh, hello. I actually have to do it on the screen. How many anacondae do we need? Let's say, let's have 6 anacondas. Why not? There we go. So, 6 anacondas. The next thing we'll have on here is, I think, an artifact. Oh. Hello. Untitled, unnamed. Is there anything at the bottom of the list that has a name in it? Ah, here we go. Zulban Castleman and the Braided God. This is a frill shark parchment scroll. The rollers are made from limestone. Written on the item is a biography entitled Zulban Castleman and the Braided God, authored by Cadol Jailbells. It concerns the dwarf Zulban Castleman. The writing has a touch of humour, yet it contains the occasional biting remark. Overall, the prose is splendid. The work has 2 chapters. The first chapter covers the authoring of... Oh, it's another one of those books about a book. Oh, camera's still on. Oh, sorry. So, change name to change the name of the symbol, I think. Okay, cool. Volcano of Lions is the location name. Silversons is the name of your group of dwarves. It can be changed. Okay. You attend to your wife there, Rando. Don't get caught in trouble. If you don't pay attention to her needs, you're going to be in dire trouble. So, let's change the name then. Not the silvery senses. Oh, hello. Well, thank you very much.
I simply cannot wait to see what becomes of the Volcano of Loins.
Loins! Oh my goodness, the Volcano of Loins. The Loins of Volcano. What an innuendo. The Harvester of Trade. The Dyke of Mortifying. That's, no, I'm not going to make that joke. The Organisation of Books. The Exalted Portal. The Lash of Dust. The Faction of Rims. Ooh, well, it has a certain ring to it. Tee-hee. The Silvery Quickness. The Mountainous Stroke. Has the game been changed recently to just put all the smutty stuff front and centre? The Turquoise Worker. The Oracular Tome. The Apex of Cloisters. The Oars of Shimmering. The Hermitic Construct. The Past Handle. The Door of Gems. The Carnage of Nets. The Gem of Roars. The Harmonious Channels. The Seal of Organisation. The Crystalline Mansion. The Inky Times. The Letter of Mortifying. The Whisker of Guilds. The Proliferation. The Proliferation of Creation. The Considerate Rock. The Gilded Clan. The Virtue of Whipping. The Violet Roads. The Culmination of Manners. The Creative Rhyme. The Crypt of Ransacking. The Wall of Dye. The Shaft of Work. Oh boy. The Fence Tree. The Granite Goal. The Ponderous Wheel. The Ore of Paper. The Silvery Soul. The Rope of Rhythm. The Rhythm Rope. Shake that rhythm rope. The Cobalt Pearls. The Mountainous Paints. The Dutiful Vessel. The Crowd of Stockades. The End of Walls. The Wilful Channels. The Blockaded Hall. The Turquoise Name. The Waning Channels. The Tame Floor. The Violet Plank. The Inky of Gold. The Unseen Paper. The Confidence of Planks. The Fence Chambers. The Scaly Creation. The Brass Apex. We're going to go for the Brass Apex. I quite like that one. That'll do. Okay, so an image of 6 anacondas. We're going to have... let's go for an object. I don't know what any of this stuff is, so we're just going to close the eyes again. You just have to trust me, I'm not putting the camera back on. We're going to go down, maybe hit a few page ups and downs. You can't use page up and down. Of course you can't, why would you be able to do that? And we're going to stop going up, down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. We stop here, what have we got? A cape! Okay, a cape. How many capes? 1 cape. We're going to 1 cape. Let's have an action or a relationship. I'm thinking shot, tortured, burning, contemplating. Let's have hanging from. Yes, the snake's hanging from the cape. So we'll do that. The 6 anacondas is hanging from the cape. There we go, that's not too bad. And then we will stick in a historical figure. Ab Fleshy Leaf. These sound like elves. Humans. Oh my goodness. Let's actually find a dwarf. If we go up from the bottom, maybe we'll find more. This nameless being is Tollis Frankfurtin's corpse, animated by unknown forces. Oh shit. Doesn't sound great. Ah, a dwarf, the second eldest son of Mebzuth Inked Lanterns and Kemil Vessel Dabbled. Maybe we won't go for a historical figure because they're all going to be meaningless to us, aren't they? Let's go for another object, and we'll go from the bottom, and we're going to have... my goodness, all these, I take it these are all musical instruments at the bottom there. Tofi, Thosbutt, a thong. A thong. A thin warhammer, a gauntlet, a thin bolt. You know what? I'm going to close my eyes again and we're going to go up the list for, let's say, a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And we're on a sheer skirt. I don't know if I want to use that one. Let's put a shield on. That makes more sense. What's it? The Shilra is a mid-sized, handheld, closed cylindrical bone wind instrument. The musician blows across the end hole. The musician selects the pitch by achieving higher and higher harmonics and can also press keys to stop holes. The instrument has a 3-octave range going from a mid-low to a high pitch. The instrument has a breathy, rich timbre. Okay, we're going to go for a shield. And we want 1 shield. Boom. Action or relationship. Let's go from the bottom. I think we'll go for devouring. The anacondas are devouring the shield. And then one final thing, we'll put in maybe another creature, and it's going to be a what we got here? A wolverine? No. A white-handed gibbon? A winged devil? A wolf? A white stalkman? A weregoat? A were lizard? Let's go for a were-ass. Yes, a were-ass. A large ass twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh. Its eyes glow spring green. Its cinnamon hair is short and even. Now you will know why you fear the night. Yes, we're having a were-ass. That sounds good. How many? Let's have 6 were-asses, and we'll have the snakes eating the were-asses. That sounds good to me. Eaten by X is devouring Y. There we go. So the 6 anacondas are devouring the 6 were-asses. Is that good? Boom. The brass apex is an image of 6 anacondas, a cape, a shield, and 6 were-asses. The 6 anacondas are hanging from the cape. The 6 anacondas are devouring the shield. The 6 anacondas are devouring the 6 were-asses. I don't think we should have them devouring the shield anymore. Can I, how do I change that? Delete element. There we go. Delete. You know what? I'm going to take the cape out as well. It's just going to be 6 anacondas devouring 6 were-asses. Sounds good. There we go. That's good for me. The brass apex. Morning. Any image data you've changed will be lost. Keep working. I've got to save it, have I? Y, done. Oh yeah, great. That's a really good key to use. A segmented breastplate. We could have done that. It would have been nice to have the anacondas crawling through the breastplate. But for now, I think we need to turn away from these RNG bits and start thinking about what to take. So, we've got a fair amount of resources to spread here. So, what I'm going to do is... We've got battle axes. Cool. But maybe we take a full suit of plate for our military leader? I don't know, maybe that's a little bit extravagant. Let's just up the number of things we've got. So we're going to take plump helmets, no problem. Tons of those bad boys. Let's do that. Get it up and up and up and up and up and up and up. There we go, that'll do. We also want to take the spawn, of course. I know what to do. Press N. Can I type in seeds? S-E-E-D? Oh, we can't have seeds. What about spawn? No. Do we have... Or does that only search the meat section? Garden vegetables? Cranberries? Bilberries? No. Drinks? We'll put dwarven wine and dwarven ale on the list because we may as well. Weapons, training weapons. What have we got that's useful? We could take some pre-prepared blocks with us, or some pre-prepared stones to work into blocks. Although blocks might be better. How much are blocks? Can we buy blocks? If we bring some magma-safe blocks, that might be useful. Although we don't seem to be able to do blocks, it's just stone. Metal bars? Do blocks come in here? No. Hello, Claycree. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us again. What to take? What's going to be useful here? I mean, wood might be useful, small cut gems. I mean, at this point, we could bring beds if we could find them. I don't think we can, though, can we? It's not something you usually carry with you. We could take a load of cloth and leather, some weapons, digging implements. Oh, I don't know. I think food is probably the best option. Let's take some cave lobster, just so we make sure that we've got some shells available in our litter piles in case we get a mood. Anything else that we want to take? I mean, none of these really grow underground, do they? They're all overground crops, which is a little bit awkward. Could take a steel anvil just to be really super special. We could take a ton of bolts. Bit of a waste, I think. Just a small one. Take iron or steel to make weapon armors. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Let's take some bars. What can we get? Can we get steel bars? Yeah, we can take steel bars. And they're quite expensive, but shouldn't be too bad. Actually, they're 150. Oh, we need to do all sorts of... Yeah, let's take the steel up front, because otherwise we'll be buggering around for ages trying to get stuff. So we're going to take a shitload of steel. 50 steel bars. That should see us through the season. And then, what else have we got? Metal bars? Anything else? What did you suggest? Iron or steel to make weapons and armor. Iron ore is probably more fun than iron, because we can actually make that without too much mucking around. So let's go to stone. Can we buy any ores of... Is it hematite we want? I think hematite will do it. Copper nuggets, rhyolite, basalt, bituminous coal, microline, autoclase, hornblende, magnetite. That's expensive. That would probably be an ore. Actually, if it's that expensive, maybe it's out of our... Actually, if you deny the dwarves seafood, they will not want shells when they get in a crafting mood. Oh! Oh, okay. So we just don't give them any seafood and they won't want shells. That makes sense. Okay. You know what? Let's just spend the rest of it on food. You know, I think that probably makes more sense. Food and drink. Plump helmets. Plump helmets. Where are the plump helmets? Plump helmets. We've got 88 already. Let's not fuck around with that anymore. Let's go for putting the rum up, putting the beer up, and then we should have wine and ale down here, which I can also... oh, it's my favourite Dwarf Fortress song. Well, my favourite Sound Sense Dwarf Fortress song. Whoa! There we go. Should be good. Just... use the last of the points. There we go. All good. So, I think we're done. We've filled our dwarves out. Good. We've done our equipment. We've named the fort. We've named the group. We've made a symbol. Let's hit S to save. And we'll call this... let's call it Cryptbeards XVII. Cryptbeards XVII. There we go. And all is good. So, I think that's time to embark then, isn't it? Yeah. Hematite and magnetite. I thought so. Let's embark. I have hit the E key, but it doesn't seem to be responding.
Oh, welcome to our new home.
Oh.
Let's make the best of it.
Yay!
Start digging.
It doesn't seem to have actually done it and gone onto the map, but whatever. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out. Come on, game. Loady, you can do it. You can make it onto the main screen. I'm sure you can. I have faith in you. Those of you watching on YouTube, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait till next episode for any actual gameplay, because I'm going to stop the recording now and restart it, because it's already 55 minutes long. And who watches 55 minutes videos on YouTube? Pretty much nobody, it turns out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!